Ashutosh sir, welcome.
Thank you. Thank you, sir.
Vishal sir, good evening.
Good evening.
How are you, sir?
I am fine. Going on well.
After a long time. Yes, sir. Fine. Fine. Thank you.
Thank
What?
you.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening.
Ashutosh sir,
Yes, sir.
Vivakar
Namaskar,
Ramtirthakar
sir.
here.
Namaskar, sir.
Namaskar.
Good evening, sir.
Glad to see you here.
Same here, sir. Same here.
How are you?
Good evening, Ashutosh sir.
Good evening, ma'am.
I'm Manjusha Bhaskar.
Yeah.
Welcome.
Thank you. ए बबडी मला जरा पाणी आणून द्यायला सांग रे एक ग्लासभर. पाणी दे एक 2 ग्लास. पाणी बाटली नको, फार घाण वास येईल.
Vaibhav sir, we can start now. Vaibhav sir?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, we can start.
Okay.
Yes, he is there.
Manju madam, good evening.
बंद कर.
Good evening to all. Today is fifth session of Center of Excellence Career Guidance of Pune Management Association. So far, we have successfully conducted 5 sessions on different subjects to guide to the students and professionals. Today, we have invited Dr. Ashutosh Misal to give some insight to the students and professionals. Let me introduce Pune Management Association. This is a premier management association established in 1977 as an independent trust and public organization. It was founded by a great industrialist, late Padma Bhushan S.L. Kirloskar, late Mr. V.S. Vaidya from a Swastik group of companies, late Mr. C.S. Kirloskar group of companies, late Dr. N.A. Kalyani group of companies, and late Mr. C.V. Zog, a Bank of Maharashtra. Pune Management Association is a center of excellence in the domain of management that empowers the individuals and entrepreneurs to excel their endeavor. Pune Management Association is engaged in research work, creation and distribution of knowledge, enhancement of skill, application of best practices. Pune Management Association focuses on providing a wide range of services to improve the standards of management practices in India. Pune Management Association organizes conferences, seminars, relevant training programs, lectures, discussions, meetings where experiences are shared, sponsoring specific research projects, forming study groups, etc. Pune Management Association has its own library and training facility centrally located in Pune at Shivaji Nagar. This program is organized by Center of Excellence Career Guidance. They are providing necessary knowledge, skill, and guidance to all aspirant students, professionals to take initiative and transform lives to make positive career choices utilizing their values, interests, and abilities. Pune Management Association Center of Excellence Career Guidance is committed to empower the career development process by providing quality guidance and counseling to students and professionals at large. This was about Center of Excellence Career Guidance and Pune Management Association. I request Manju Madam to take further this session and introduce to today's topic and today's speaker. Over to Manju Madam.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much. Really, all are excited to hear Ashutosh sir. So, friends, it is said that student life is the first stage of life which leads to learning and is a joyful life, because the period of student life is stressless and it is part of life which is completely dotted with learning and experience of something new. But nowadays, majority of students are suffering from depression and anxiety because of their bad performance in examination. As per the data of Survey of Economic Times, many students commit suicide after depression over not scoring good marks in examination. Today on our round, students need right way of guidance. Really, sir, I agree this. On the way, you can get good tips for students on Google for motivate them. But do you know Bhagavad Gita has also much tips for students? Actually, Bhagavad Gita is a conversation between Lord Krishna and Arjun. And here Arjun is a student and Lord Krishna is a teacher who is teaching to Arjuna a lesson of focus on duty. Arjun was a fighter, and to do the fight is his duty. In chapter 2nd of Bhagavad Gita, in Shloka 33rd, Lord Krishna say to Arjuna that if, however, you don't perform your duty of fighting, then you will certainly increase to study. But nowadays, student does everything except the study. In the times of today, there are many types of gadgets available for students which loses focus of a student on study and in examination times. Students don't have time to cover all syllabus of whole year. That's the main curse of not scoring good marks in examination. Therefore, that is first tip from Lord Krishna that a student should perform his duty of study without attracting towards materialism, and it should be first priority of a student. If student focus on study without distraction, he can definitely perform well in examination and can achieve his goal. So here I want to introduce our speaker, today's speaker with huge experience and expertise, Dr. Ashutosh, psychometric test professional, corporate HR trainer, research scholar, and PhD guide in HR faculty in HRM, communication, interior design, and architecture. Anchor and host of symposiums, conferences, and cultural stage shows. PhD in HRM, MBA, Diploma in HRM, Diploma in Interior Designing from MMSID and VGIT, BCBL, Civil, and many more. But due to time constraints, not able to read all. Thank you so much for your presence here, sir. We all are eager to hear from you. Over
Thank
to
you
you,
so
sir.
much. Yeah.
Hello.
Yeah, I'm sharing my screen. You just let me know when you see it. Can you see the screen now?
Not yet, sir. Just started.
Can you see it now?
Yeah.
Is it visible now?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Well, first of all, thank you, PMA. Thank you, Pradeep Tupe sir, and thank you, Vaibhav Deshmukh sir. It's an honor to speak on a big platform of PMA. I remember I had been a member of PMA since long when Dr. Shezvalkar was also there. I had attended many sessions through PMA at many times. I think the screen is again gone. Just wait a minute.
Sir, any help?
Yeah, it is still opening.
Today's topic is really eye-catching, sir, and required.
Yes,
Even
yes,
I'm watching many students. They are online but offline,
yes.
and they are
That's true.
facing even that concentration and that distraction is more.
Yes, 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 yes. Just a minute. That file has got a lot of pictures, so it has become heavy. So it's taking time to open. Hopefully it opens now.
This silence can also brainstorming for all of us to understand whatever the
True.
things we just talked before. Introspection we can start.
Yes. It is still opening. I'm sorry for the inconvenience. Yeah, it's open now. Well, I guess it is visible now.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Can you see the first slide so that I can go ahead?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Well, sorry again for that long, prolonged disturbance and maybe technical glitch, I would say. So, this is the topic which I am supposed to speak on today, and it is told to me that majority of the students would be attending, but then I could see that many of my seniors are there and many of my colleagues also have joined. Fortunately, I could see some students also who have joined here. So, let me start with my presentation as I usually do in most of my classes and most of my sessions. So, I won't say that today's session will be totally interactive, but then I'll try to see that it's more of generating interest, and I would try to see that in each slide you will find minimal or no or least text. So all the slides which I have prepared, you will find some kind of pictures which will I'll be explaining it to all of you, and that is expected to help you. So let us start with a simple quick quiz, and when I say quiz, instead of disturbing others by unmuting, you can simply type it in the chat box, and then those answers will reach to me. So the quiz is you have to identify certain characters which are there in the photograph. The moment you know the answer, type it immediately. The moment I get the correct answer, I'll go to the next screen or next picture. Yes, Nikhil has answered is Mohan Agashe. Next picture. Yeah, Rajiv Kule has answered Mr. Dr. Shriram Lagu. Third picture. Yeah, Dr. Nilesh Sable. Okay, now talking about their educational qualifications, since the doctor is prefixed, so obviously these are all medical professionals. Nilesh Sable is BMS, MS doctor. Dr. Shriram Lagu happens to be MBBS doctor, and Dr. Mohan Agashe, who is MBBS MD psychologist, and he had been a head of Sasun Hospital mental department for quite long years. But then we all know them as actors. The thing continues. Identify the cricketer. Again, you are supposed to put it on the chat box.
Anil Kumble.
Yes, requesting not to unmute. Type it. No, it's not Dravid. Anil Kumble. This is next picture is earlier god of cricket. Not Ravi Shastri. Sunil Gavaskar. Third picture. Yes, Rahul Dravid. Fourth picture, current god of cricket. Needless to mention. I'll go to the next picture. Yes, after Sachin Tendulkar, there is one more. Yeah, Virat Kohli. Educational qualifications of all these cricketers. Now let's see. Anil Kumble is B Mechanical. Sunil Gavaskar, graduate from St. Xavier's. Rahul Dravid, MBA dropout. Then Virat, 12th standard pass. Sachin Tendulkar, 10th standard. And majority of Indian cricket team is only 12th passed. Continuing with the quiz. Who is this? Let me see. Now these are difficult quizzes. The level will slightly be up. I don't think anybody can have the answers. Let's see. Now you can identify. Yes, Rajesh Pandey has answered. Shah Rukh Khan, whom we all know, he wanted to become a football player, but he did BA Economics and then MA Mass Comm dropout, and then we know finally he became an actor. Quiz continues. You will have to identify the person by the name Inkilab Srivastav. Anyone? Okay, I'll give you one more clue. Yes, Amitabh Bachchan. His basic or the name given to him was Inkilab Srivastav. Later on, it was renamed as Amitabh. We know all him. He is a Bachelor of Science. He's a versatile sitar player, if you may not be knowing. And then he was rejected in audition on radio for the tone of his voice, which is now very famous. Quiz continues. Who is this? Yes, but there is a slightly twist in the quiz. Now who is this? PC is correct answer, but now the picture has changed. Yes, it's Mary Kom. She is 10th fail, but with some different kind of examination, she could manage to become graduate. She is the only female with World Amateur Boxing champion for 6 times, and she is the only boxer, including male and female, to win 8 times World Boxing Champion. Quiz continues. I think old generation should be able to identify this photograph and the person. Yes, Ruby ma'am, correct answer. Lata Mangeshkar. You'll be surprised to know that she went to school only for one day. The day she went to school, she went with Asha Bhosle, who was her younger sister, and in school it was not allowed to take your younger brothers and sisters, so she was driven out of the school. Somehow she could manage to learn some script and read somehow, but otherwise she is zero educated, we could see. Quiz from Hollywood. Identify the actor. Yes, it's Tom Cruise. He wanted to become lawyer, football player, priest. Finally, he landed up becoming an actor. Quiz continues quickly. Yes, Bill Gates. One more photograph there. Yeah, that is done. So there's one more photograph came up. Yes, Prashant Patil sir, thank you. Steve Jobs. Their educational qualification, Steve Jobs is graduation dropout, and he joined calligraphy course. There also from he dropped out, but then he has made an excellent use of calligraphy in his products. And Bill Gates, Harvard dropout after graduation. Probably the last in the quiz. Difficult and the difficult most quiz. Excellent, Prashant Patil sir. Thank you. It's Elon Musk. Basically, he is Bachelor of Science in Economics and Bachelor of Arts in Physics. He is Stanford dropout. He stayed there only for 2 days. Sorry, that's a spelling mistake. He went to Stanford only for 2 days for doing his PhD, and then he came out. He is CEO, CTO, Chief Designer of SpaceX, CEO Tesla, and many other companies like Boring Company, PayPal, X.com, ACE, Lawsuit, Neuralink, etc., etc. But then he is the richest person on the earth today. Why this particular quiz? This last photograph of Elon Musk is that he has established SpaceX by only reading book. He doesn't have any formal background of space and related science. Well, the question is, what is common in all the people in the quiz? Now, I am not asking you to type. Your work is done. So for next around 30 minutes only, I will be speaking and you can ask the questions later. Okay, so what is common in all the people in the quiz which you have observed? I'll give you the answer. All of them are highly focused about the kind of profession which they have chosen. And they never got distracted. They had determined profession or a career which they have chosen, and they never shattered from there, and they chose the path and they committed to the path and they continued with doing it. And the distraction is highly common problem for most of you. Now, when I say most of you, means who? When it was told to me that this session is going to be helpful mainly for the students, so I am keeping the focus of my today's presentation as students. No doubt there are majority of the things which will be applicable to executives and even adults as well. But then considering the focus of students, I am considering more students in front of me, and we all know that these are the ways the generations are developed. And then the older generation started from baby boomers who were born between 46 to 64. Going ahead, we are here dealing with the younger generation of Generation Z. In USA, they call it Generation Z. So you all belong to, majority of students when I am talking about, they are either belonging to, majority of them born after 96 who are at the age of 21 to 25 now, and some who are slightly elder than them, they might be belonging to a millennial generation which is born between 1980 and 1995. So when we are dealing with these kind of students in front of me, the things will change, and for most of the adults the things will change. So as I said repeatedly, I'll be keeping a focus mainly dealing with the Generation Z or Generation Z. Now let's see a simple example of Generation X, that is the generation where I belong to. So this is one sentence. It seems that you are thinking of me sitting on a Goa beach. Somebody is saying to his or her lover. She or he says, how do you know? She says, telepathy, because I love you. So this is where our Generation X will be talking like this. Continuing with the same example, it seems that you are thinking of me sitting in Goa beach. How do you know? What is the answer from Generation Z? Generation Z lover will say, your location is on, idiot, and I am tracking you. So these are the changes which have happened from X generation to Generation Z. This is one statement, very famous post on Facebook, a statement by Albert Einstein. I don't know whether he has said it or not, but then all such kind of statements could always go to such philosophers. So he has said, I fear the day that technology will surpass our human interactions and the world will have a generation of idiots. And this fear has come true today. Let's see in the picture how it sees. When the today generation, Generation Z, are having coffee with friends, this is the situation. A day in a beach, everybody is on their mobiles, cheering your team, he is on mobile. Out on a date also, you're talking to somebody else who's not there with you, enjoying the sights. There's a beautiful beach on this side and having a dinner. Everybody is found on mobile and handsets. So your major focus, again I repeat, the focus of the Generation Z, or to some extent older or newer generation of millennials, their major focus is on mobiles and electronic gadgets. Let's see some of the positive qualities which these generation students have. They are very much techno savvy. Incidentally, there is one research done in one of the hospitals in Hyderabad, and it is proven research and which has reached to across the globe. It is proven in that research that the people who are taken birth after 1995, God has added 2 additional genes or 2 additional DNAs to all these students or all these boys who are born after 1995, which will make them understand electronic gadget. So that makes Generation Z techno savvy. They can absorb tons of new information every day. They can perceive information visually. Their spatial perception and spatial perception is very much clear. They have got independent, self-confident and autonomous kind of a nature. They don't depend on their parents. You might be experiencing the parents who are attending this. 72% of this generation is thinking about starting businesses. They are eco-friendly and healthy lifestyle. I am not very much with this statement, but then by research it is found. And they are multitaskers, which is big no to the earlier generations. Earlier generation was never multitasker, but then this generation has become. Talking about negative things about the Generation Z, for which we have here today, they start earning early, but negatively they start spending also early. They have got a very short attention span, as less as the least 8 seconds. They are very less focused, never seen the world without internet. When they are born, the internet was already there in their home in the form of either Wi-Fi or your handset. Several hours on social media they are, I would say, wasting at this moment. They are very bad at relationships. They cannot cope up with the stress. They get frustrated very easily. So even if we try to remove certain things from the slide, there are certain things which will remain, which I am calling it as evolutionary vulnerabilities of the brain. When it is said evolutionary, the things are changing from generation to generation, and because of which the vulnerabilities or the qualities of the brains are also changing. So negatively this is to be treated, all the things which are there in front of you are the vulnerabilities of the brain of this Generation Z, and this needs a treatment from either the parents or from the people like us. Does that mean you should stop using gadgets? Answer is definitely no, but then you have to shift your focus. I repeat, I am focusing to the students. This is some research which shows that daily time spent on social networking is 153 minutes per day in 2019. Probably after 2019 and COVID-19, this figure must have been doubled or tripled maybe in 20 or 21. Another research done in different countries, the top 6 they have listed, top 7 they have listed. India is amongst the top 5, and every Indian is around 2 hours and 2 hours and 36 minutes, 2.5 hours on internet every day. That is the average consumption of internet nowadays, irrespective of which generation you belong to, because this is a survey done from 16 to 64 age of the people across 46 markets, and this survey was done for 6,76,000 internet users, and it has been found that 2.5 hours almost is invested by the people in India. So let's see what distracts you. That is the first part of my today's session or today's speech, you would say. The first part is what distracts you. So we are supposed to work on what distracts you in the second half. Some researches, some kind of studies done. The first thing which distracts you is a whole page of complex text. I am talking about again Generation Z. Whereas the paragraph will make them a short paragraph, short text will make them get involved easily, and they will not find it difficult. There are a lot of auditory distractions, there are a lot of audio visual distractions, and there are visual. I don't need to tell the difference because we all know these words which are very common. Auditory, which we only listen, visual we only see, and audio visual is all we hear as well as see. It has been proven that as the age increases, your span of attention will increase, and later at your stages, irrespective of again which generation you belong to, you are likely to be stable as far as your paying attention is concerned. This is one research which I'll skip for the want of time. Now, what are the distractors? On the right hand side top corner, you will find the name of the distractor. One distractor said is idiot boxes, or we know that idiot box is nothing but a television, which is becoming one of the major distractors for the generation. Whether they may be watching some of the TV serials, they may be watching some live shows, and they might be watching majority of the fictional things, then Star Wars or similar kind of shows where a lot of time wastage is there without any concrete output. No doubt I'm not saying that all these programs are bad, but then what to take out of each of the program, that depends upon that individual kid, which is very difficult for that kid to identify what is to be taken from this particular TV show. So the TV show or the television itself has become an idiot box and one of the distractors for all the generation for that matter. It is again one of the research statements: who spend 15 minutes or more watching TV every day are likely to get less creative than those who read or solve jigsaw puzzles. So whatever I'll be presenting today, it's all by some kind of research studies done across the globe, and so that I can support very strongly whatever I'm saying. There's a very famous author, Yuval Noah Harari, is one of the famous authors of 2-3 world highest seller books. This is one of his highest sold books, 21 Lessons from 21st Century. He has said a golden statement: if you are watching screen more than watching people, something is wrong. And I think everything is happening online nowadays. I don't know whether I should thank to COVID or I should curse COVID, but then the online screen watching has increased to a greater extent because of online learning, online education, online schools and colleges. So keeping that thing aside, even if we consider 2019 before, so if you're looking or if you're watching the screen more than watching the people, something is definitely wrong. One of the famous authors in the world is saying. Another distraction for Generation Z is attraction for opposite sex, which is of course there in all the generations, but then let's see how it actually happens to the Generation Z. These are the stages in which it keeps on happening. So initially somebody, some girl or some boy, you can take it, you can extend the genders here and there. So she says great presentation, great job, by simply showing a thumb. This goes to their increase in interactions and then chit-chatting, sharing jokes, sharing interaction, conversations, so on and so forth. The stage goes still ahead. Whenever they are around each other, they are in the either in the coffee table or in the library, they are staring at each other. Then they start appointing each other, dating each other. That's what we say in a recent generation. Then they have coffee, and then slowly they get attracted towards each other. So the great presentation, great job. The first feature is change, and the body language will become somewhat like this. Now the question is whether this is wrong. So attraction to opposite sex is absolutely natural and there's nothing wrong about it. But what is to be avoided is these kind of things: abusing the opposite gender, abusing the opposite sex, which is increasing day by day with the virtue of uneducated Generation Z people. But then educated will definitely take care of about all those things. So you are supposed to avoid this. Going ahead, think of one day that if you woke up tomorrow as the opposite sex, what is the first thing we'll do and what is the way you will think, and that probably will sort out the earlier slide in a greater way. Now during my presentation henceforth, you will find some such kind of stars, and I think those slides are more important from the perspective of students to remember that particular part on the slide. Going ahead, another distractor is sleep for today's generation. I repeat, all these are proven researches done. This is not what I am saying. These are the researches which are done. So the clock is trying to wake you up, but then you're not able to do that. You get surprised that alarm was said something different and you're getting too much late snoozing the alarm or maybe closing the alarm totally. This is one very funny thing. 12 o'clock there is a flight and he's getting so late, it's almost 11:35, so he cannot reach to the flight. So that is a thing which is mainly because of the sleep. The generation is getting distracted. Partying is one very common thing. Again, nothing wrong in partying, but then too much or excess of anything is definitely wrong. So the kind of parties which you have, it may be dance party, it may be any kind of birthday party, it may be night outs, or all those things are more happening common in this generation as compared to our generation, where to get to a friend's house even at the daytime we require to slog and we require to make a lot of requests to our parents. Then sometimes they used to send us, but then this has become very common nowadays by this generation. social media, I think that I would say the biggest curse if not used properly. So we all know what is social media, what does it mean by that. So it may be all these kind of software, different kind of apps, different kind of things with which we communicate with each other, and we post and we keep on posting on social media, try to grab the attention and attractions of all other people who are belonging to your generation or maybe slightly younger generation. Right, so this is happening, everybody is seen on social media, everybody is on handsets, on different kind of gadgets, and you have become the slave of either whatever gadget you're using or the picture shows a mobile, because the entire world has come onto your mobile. Well, why this is a curse? So social media makes you do terrific and unrealistic comparison, which has proven to generate frustration. Recently I happened to come across with this book, Everybody Lies. It is giving all the big data and new data analysis across the globe, and it has been proving that how the different platforms, different companies, different social media sites are making I would say negative use of the information which you're posting on the social websites. So when I'm watching certain video on YouTube, it will catch even my expressions on my eyes, and that will be used to promote the different kind of videos, the kind of videos which I am likely to watch, and then it will keep on promoting me the similar kind of videos and pushing me the similar kind of videos. A lot things can be spoken on social media, but then the summary of this particular slide is that people are putting the things on social media because they want to compare with somebody who has got a similar post posted either on Facebook. I'm talking about more on a social and more on a personal front. The research has proven that there are many students, of course, who are belonging to Generation Z. They have committed suicide because nobody has commented their post, and there were very few people who did not like the post. Whereas in our generation, we used to write a diary and we used to keep it in such a corner where nobody should read it. But nowadays, people post it on the Facebook and they want everybody to read it and see it. If it is not done, they will get frustrated and they will take it in a negative sense, and they are the what I would say they are the victims of the social media disadvantages. Another distractor for today's generation is procrastination. Very clearly observed, very oftenly observed. Those parents who are attending, those will accept with me all these kind of things. Procrastination means what? I don't do anything, I feel guilty, I doubt myself because I feel guilty, then I feel helpless, again I don't do anything. So this continues, and what I do is I do not do anything. To procrastination made simple is this picture, which will tell you what do I mean by procrastination. Is postponing whatever you had decided to do. Postpone the work, postpone the commitments, postpone the filing, postpone all your important work, and then just waste your time in the things which are not very much of any fruit to you. So procrastination is one of the major time waster, or I would say the disturbance for the today's generation. This was one good thing I have come across. If good things come to those who wait, isn't procrastination as a virtue? The answer is of course no. Aloofness is another distraction for younger generation. What are other words for aloofness which will lead to remoteness, distance, detachment, standoffishness, indifference, coldness, unconcern, withdrawnness, and so on and so forth. So this generation becomes too much aloof, get attracted to the negative things. This one caricature will tell you, sorry, did you say something? And she is saying, no, that was yesterday. So he is engrossed so much, he has got so much aloof that he cannot even concentrate on what his wife sitting next to him is saying. Going ahead with the aloofness, this is a typical feature of today's generation. You will find that most of your pupils or most of your sons or daughters, they will lock themselves in a room. They want to be aloof. They don't want to be social. They don't want to be coming in the living room when the guests are there, and then they are likely to go. I'm not saying that everybody will be doing that, but then majority of the generation Z people will get affected by or get addicted to alcohol, smoking, or drugs, or all such kind of self-medication and self-hypnotizing techniques. So what do you do to focus? That is the second part of my presentation. Limit distraction. Now majority of the things you will find that how is it possible. Now since my session is going to be only for 40 to 45 minutes, I'll tell you what is to be done. Then if possible, we'll try to see how it is to be done. So limiting distraction is, this is your mobile calling you. Somebody is trying to call you, somebody has sent you an SMS, somebody is there on WeChat, your battery is also 100% full, and somebody has sent you a heart or some kind of lovely love related messages. You are supposed to get yourself not distracted. So this is acting as a distraction. You are supposed to continue with what you are doing. So limiting distraction is one way suggested to concentrate, to focus more. This is of course definitely difficult, but then we'll see with some later slides how is it possible also at the same time. Limiting distraction could be to this extent. Again, one star is here. Number of star doesn't matter, but then star is there. So your situation when you're doing any kind of work should be like this person sitting at the center. The people at the background, they are either talking, they are enjoying, they are partying, they are eating something, they are drinking something, somebody is listening to the music, the people are dancing, but still this person is continuing doing his work. That is a kind of concentration which you're expected to have in your whatever work you're doing. So limit distraction means you have to remove all the things, all the disturbances around you in your environment, at your background, and try to concentrate, try to focus what you're doing. In our generation, we used to say that your concentration will be tested if you are able to study when somebody's marriage is happening simultaneously. So you're sitting in a marriage, Lagna Mandap, and then you're trying to study, which is a very difficult thing to do. But then if you're able to do that, then you have won this. So you have been able to successfully limit your distraction. So this is what is supposed to happen. How this is likely to happen, I'll tell you two simple techniques to do. One is called as social media, and we will make it simple as mobile detox, because all your social media has come into your mobile. So social media detox or mobile detox is one thing you're supposed to do. And second is following a technique called as Pomodoro technique, which is a Japanese technique, of course, which I'll explain slightly after later slide. Let's talk about detox techniques. What does it mean? Again, stars are there. What you're supposed to do, now I'm talking to the students and the adults also who are very much addicted to the mobiles. What you're supposed to do is say no to the mobile for certain amount of time in a day. And that amount of time is going to be very much difficult. You could just agree with me that wherever you are, the first thing what you try to find out is your mobile. The moment you get up, what you try to find out is your mobile. The moment you're getting up and going to some other place in your own home, you will get so much distracted. Where is my mobile? So because you want to have the mobile every now and then for every moment. So what you're supposed to do, you're supposed to keep the mobile away from you without looking at it, to start with only for 5 minutes, which may be appearing to be very funny right now. Anyone can do that. When you have gone to a bath, taking a bath where you are staying for 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 15 minutes, half an hour, whatever amount of time you take for bathing. So you will say that 5 minutes, half an hour, our mobile is away from us. But then when you are there with your mobile, you are supposed to keep it 5 minutes away from you. Increase this time to 10 minutes, increase this to 15 minutes, 25 minutes is the last time where you should be able to keep your mobile away from you and do some other work. Ideally, if you can do it for 2 hours in a day, 1 hour in the morning and 1 hour in the evening, definitely your concentration focus will improvise. But if not 2 hours, at least 25 minutes, your mobile should say, stop, don't touch me. This is a very simple technique. You can, those students who are listening to this, try doing it, and those parents who are listening to it, make your sons or daughters to do that. Only for 25 minutes. The answer is after 2-3 slides. Why 25 minutes? Because again, it is done based on certain kind of research done across the globe and in Japan. Then try work boxes where we are expected to be more disciplined, we are expected to have different kind of arrangement for the study material or whatever assignments you're doing. So this is a typical old method of storing our books or maybe notebooks or different kind of materials related to particular subject. So you can have the compartments made and you can store it there so that you will find out easily, and the agony of not getting the things when you want to find it out, that is likely to go down, or you are likely to increase or improvise on your focus and concentration. On a software side, we have got lot of folders which we make, and very often than not we come across a situation where we are not finding a document, and therefore having a proper nomenclature for the different folders which you are making, that makes a very sensible thing to do. And as far as the soft copies are concerned, you are supposed to make the folders like this, as you could see it here. If even if you are not able to read, then it is FDP, then here these are orchestra. So all the folders are arranged in a proper way. At the end of the folder it is named with the date, so that anything which you want to retrieve from your data bank, either in a soft copy or in a hard copies, wherever in your room, in the cupboard, you should be able to find it out immediately. It is again proven by some kind of studies done, it's not a research but it's studies done, that whenever you are not finding any particular document, it puts a lot of stress on you. And that may be one of the reasons which says that those organizations, those executives who are here, if your organization is having ISO, the ISO makes it mandatory that you have to get the document whichever is asked for within 30 seconds, half a minute. Any damn document asked for should be ready immediately within 30 seconds, which is very difficult thing to do. But if you do it, you will not have any kind of stress, and that's what ISO speaks about. Another stress buster or concentration media is you create a study area. Now I will be showing some pictures which are, some of them are very much idealistic. You may not have this plush furniture in your house, but then this is a separate work table, I would say workstation, where you can keep your laptop or PC, all your books also there, or in a typical writing style you can have this kind of a table. If, as I said, you may not have this plush interiors, all of us, if you are sitting on the ground also, you have to have a specific place of sitting. Once you get used to that place, and then you find that yes, this is the place where I can concentrate more, do not change the place. And I am sure that if you tell your parents that this is the corner where I will be sitting for all my studies, they will switch off the television in the living room, that till the time you are studying in the living room. If you have only one room, and in one room itself there is a kitchen in one corner, living, and then bed in another corner, and TV in the third corner. So no parents will say no to you if you fix your area of study where you can concentrate more. So you create a study area, or you define or you fix a study area which will make you concentrate and focus more once you get used to that particular area. Use planner. Of course, these are all my baby boomer generation planners. So nowadays you have got such kind of planners on your handsets. You have got weekly planners, daily planners, monthly planners are there, and with the help of these different kind of instrument color things, you can catch out, you can find out the proper thing. Then there are a lot of activities which you can connect it to your Gmail, and it will keep on popping, it will keep on reminding you, so you don't have to remember anything, and that planner will make you help the things to be done on time. But with this planner, you have to make yourself accountable to the planner. It's not only doing a planning and then forgetting. Whenever you do a planning to do a particular activity, it has to be done at that particular moment. You are accountable, you are responsible for that. Only planning won't help you to concentrate more. Yes, I was telling you about limiting distraction. I will talk about Pomodoro technique later, because it's connected with one more thing in the technique. Now this is a technique which is invented by Japanese people. They say that you choose any task, it may be your studies, it may be related to some homework, it may be related to some task which your parents had given to you, it may be something to be going out and doing that work. So you do decide one task, choose one task, then set a timer for 25 minutes. Say this will be more ideal in a situation when you're sitting in your room. So you decide to do that task in 25 minutes time. Set a timer. After 25 minutes time, you must have completed that task. So you set a task in such a way that it is finished in 25 minutes, or even if it doesn't, after 25 minutes, you take a break of 5 minutes. 3 to 5 minutes. You may drink tea, you may sit idle doing nothing. Then again, you sit for 25 minutes, watch or a clock, again take a rest of 3 to 5 minutes, and this is to be done 4 times. So 25 minutes, break of 3 to 5 minutes, another 25 minutes, break of 3 to 5 minutes, another 25 minutes, break of 3 to 5 minutes, and last 25 minutes and break of 3 to 5 minutes. And after 4 cycles, you can take a longer break, again not more than half an hour or 1 hour at maximum. Again, you can come back, and this will definitely help you to concentrate and focus more. During this 25 minutes time, I am expecting your mobiles to be kept aside. But then now you will say, how is it possible? Now our classes are going on mobiles only. Fine, no problem. But then what you're supposed to do is keep all the notifications on your mobiles off. So that when you're concentrating on your studies, maybe some online lecture happening, online session you're attending, some assignment you're doing through using internet, all the other notifications should be switched off, so that those will not be distracting you for those 25 minutes you have set up. And there are a lot of stars on this page which will definitely tell you that if you try practicing this, I can vouch for this particular technique which I have been using very effectively. So it is a real tool of making you concentrate and focus more. The students can definitely practice this. Parents can make their sons or daughters to practice this, which will definitely help them understand. This is nothing but taking breaks after certain duration. The same Pomodoro is explained in different way. See, 25 minutes, then a break, 25 minutes break, 4 such cycles, then take a longer break. So after such 4 cycles, you take a break. And during that break, what you're supposed to do? You can do whatever you want. You can drink tea or coffee, you can eat something, you can sleep, you can do nothing. But then you have to take a longer break. Again, longer means not more than 1 hour. And it is said that change in the work is break. During this break also, you can do something which may be of your interest to you. You wanted to watch some video which is pending in last 4 cycles, so you can watch that in that 30 minutes time or 1 hour's time, and you can do all such interesting activities wherein you are interested. So change in the work is a break. You can help your parents while during that long break. You can do some homework. Homework means the work which is required to be done at the home, not related to schools and colleges. So you can ask your mother to, do you want to get something from, I'm going down, not during COVID days, but later on you can practice this. So your mother will also be happy. How my son and daughter has become so wise. So change in the work is break is a technique which is very effectively used, or could be very effectively used not only by Generation Z but by all other generation as well. Then you are expected to avoid such kind of nervous habits, biting nails, then shaking legs, tabling fingers, playing with kitchens, tapping pencils on the table, playing with the hair. To avoid all those things, such kind of balls are available in the market, so you can use those balls and keep on pressing these balls, which will improvise your vision also, which is likely to remove all the possible eye defects which are likely to be there with the teens or the Generation Z people. You are expected to use noise cancelling headphones which simply will make you concentrate even what you're listening. The more bad quality headphone you will be using, the more you will get distracted, because even if the headphones are there in your ears, you will be hearing a lot of noise coming from here and there, and then you will get distracted. So on whatever you are doing, if you want to concentrate more, then you should be using these noise cancelling headphones. I won't be speaking much on this because time is short, so only 5 minutes are there. So encourage healthy habits. Anybody will be telling you nowadays too much specifically about your diet, what kind of diet you have that makes you a person of health. See, it is said that breakfast like a king, lunch like a common man, dinner like a beggar. Then you will be healthy like this. Whereas what we do in majority of our country areas, or majority of the Indians, what they do, it is exactly the reverse. We breakfast like a beggar, or most of the times we don't have breakfast, we skip it. Lunch, we will have a very heavy tiffin which we eat with our colleagues in the office places or maybe at the workplaces. And once we come home, then at the evening time, daba ke khayenge. So dinner like a king. And then this is what is likely to happen. Let me tell you, this is again a thing which I have seen. I haven't seen such kind of a posture when I had been to Hong Kong. The entire airport, I was getting a feeling that all the dolls are moving here and there, because in Hong Kong, the hotels, restaurants get closed at 7 o'clock in the evening. So if at all you want to go for a dinner, 6 o'clock is the time when people in Hong Kong go for dinner. So when you have dinner, and that time also they don't eat much. They start with their schools and colleges at 8 o'clock in the morning. So before they go, they have got a break at 10 o'clock where it is treated as a breakfast. Once they go home at 3 and 3:30, 4 o'clock, they have got their lunch, and the dinner is very simple, maybe some kind of salads and all. So you will rarely come across a person like this in all such countries, or with all the people who follow this particular, I would say, a triangle breakfast, heavy breakfast, which will require you to keep the energy for the entire day to go, then lunch like a common man, and dinner like a beggar. You can have these kind of exercises. This will be too idealistic, but then definitely if once you used to it, then definitely it's going to help you. Different kind of exercises, and sleep is required to be there for at least 7 hours. Sorry. Again, when you are sleeping, your posture, body position when you are sleeping matters. The kind of quality of mattress also matters, the quality of pillow, and the type of pillow which also matters. So you have to be very conscious about using all these things. And minimum sleep required for any adult who has crossed 18 years of age is 7 to 9 hours. 9 hours is more better, but then 7 hours should be sufficient enough. The most important thing to keep yourself focused is develop some kind of hobby, either photography or drawing or dancing or playing some kind of instruments, whichever you like, and then you are likely to be going away from all the vices which are likely to be developed amongst you. So developing a hobby which definitely will help you to concentrate more. I can tell you from my own experiences, from my personal experience, where I am interested in music, and then I play a lot of instruments. So whenever you are likely to go out of focus during that long break hours in Pomodoro, which I have said, you can do these things. So you can play instrument, you can make a painting, you can have dance steps for half an hour, which will bring you back to the normal, and you can come back to the task which you're doing. Few last slides, 1 or 2 slides. Do what you want is the crux of success, is the crux of concentration. Because Simon Sinek, one of the famous YouTuber, he has said, working hard for something you don't care about is called stress, and working hard for something you love is called as passion. If you're doing the thing what you want, you are likely to be doing it with passion. But if somebody is making you to do the thing by force, you will be doing it, but then it will be putting a lot of stress on you. Now the difficulty is what is new. Even your parents, your teachers, everybody might be telling you all these things to do, but then I'm not sure whether you're practicing it or not. So what is required is, with reference to my particular presentation, it is possible to follow all those things. Though your parents are telling, it is possible to do only if you decide. So you as a younger generation person, if you decide within yourself that yes, I am going to do whatever my parents are telling, or whatever they have received in today's presentation, I am going to do that, then it is possible. If you decide not to do anything, this was all nonsense which somebody has came and was talking for 40-45 minutes, then you cannot do anything about it. Then I have not spoken about some standard, typical things which most of the people on the YouTubes and most of the spiritual and philosophical people are talking: concentration, balance of mind, focusing, meditation. I am not speaking about it at all. I am making it more easy, more practical, whatever I have told you so far, because for this we may have to have another say 1 day or 7 days kind of session for that. Well, so that is all from my side. I am open for the questions.
Sir, really, it is worth to watch not only by students, but the parents like we. Yeah, even I face many a time problem with students. I am a career counselor.
Yeah, okay.
So the questions are there, and today I got very specific, I think, technique you have given here, mentioned, and some questions we can just take. What is your summarized advice to students attending this session?
Okay.
I think, yes, continue.
I think in my opinion, doing what you like is the advice which I would give not only to the students but everybody who is watching this particular program. Because then only you can concentrate more. You don't need to even listen to whatever techniques I have told. If you're doing the things in which you are interested, you will be definitely putting more focus, more concentration. You literally have to drag that son or daughter away from what he or she is doing if he or she is doing the thing in which he is interested. So I think that could be the summary of all my presentation. So you do in which you are interested. You will never get frustrated, and you will never get distracted as well.
So here, I think parents are also distracted sometimes. So here, my question is, what are suggestions you have given to students? Which of them are useful for adults? Because they are the managers.
I think almost all. But of course, with an advantage of the age, it has been proven by medical science as well as psychology that your concentration becomes better as you grow up with the age. But then whatever I have told, say taking a proper rest, having proper hygiene, food, exercise, maybe relaxation, managing your time properly, managing your resources properly, again doing what you like, is true to all the human beings. It's not only for the kids, which is whatever 10, 15 points which I have told is applicable to the kids. So I guess all the things.
Even one more, sir.
Yeah.
Up to age of the 6, children learn a lot indirectly. And one, when I was giving counseling to one student, he told me that पहले तो मम्मी देखती थी टीवी, I was there on sofa. Then दादा दादी देखते थे, I was on sofa. Then पापा आके देखते थे, I was on sofa. I was the common.
Right.
So I think we can take care of these things from childhood only.
Yes, definitely.
And we are the managers, so we need to take care of such things.
Sure.
Do you think, as many people also think, social media is so bad?
I guess in my slide itself it was mentioned that are you expecting yourself to going away from social media or the handsets? The answer was no, because social media is not at all bad, I would say. How you make use of the social media, that matters. For example, LinkedIn could be used for searching new jobs, job changes, corporate connects, which will help you in different walks of life to make your career, to make your life also. Then even whenever you are searching on Google, instead of searching the time wasters, I think you should search the information, you could search the data, which will be helpful for you. So how you make the use of social media, that matters a lot. And I think it is applicable to even adults, not only to the students. So that book which I was talking, Everybody Lies, it has basically done all the data analytics of the social media, and it has come across with all such kind of things. I'll just give you a simple example which I recollected. See, when we see the post put up by, let's say, a woman about her family, and about typically her husband, when she has got an anniversary, so they have got the hands put against with each other, and the photographs is saying my hubby, my love, my life, etc. But then social media, which is mentioned in that book, when it is done a research on social media, so what kind of searches the same woman will be doing on Google? So she is searching why my husband is so annoying, why is my husband gay, why my husband is talking to me like that, is my husband having another affair? So whatever you project on the social media is not always what is the reality, and that is making, as I mentioned in my presentation, that is making the others getting frustrated that what somebody is having, she is calling her husband as love, my flower, my life, whatever. Why can't my husband call me like that? So how you use social media, that matters a lot.
So on social media, we are with wide smile, but
Yes.
inside lots of stress.
Yes.
Great, sir. One question I will take from this Mr. Rajesh Pandey: how to
Yeah.
realize that we are not concentrating on focused? Ideally, we are self-biased, and we always feel we are focused.
No,
It's a confusion.
I didn't understand the question.
I think it's a confusion for self.
Okay.
We think that we are focused,
Okay.
but ideally we are self-biased, and we always feel we are focused, but we are not focused.
Okay. I think this could be a personalized question, but then I think you can start focusing at your workplaces, which is the place where you are likely to get defocused to a greater extent. So for which a simple technique which I have told you even during my presentation, you are supposed to be very much staying organized, and forget about this generation which is very good in multitasking, but then the generation where we might be belonging to, even millennials are not an exception to this. So you are supposed to focus one thing at a time. This generation is multitasker, they are able to do that, but then not everybody. So you focus, stay organized, focus on one thing at a time and prioritize. Because what happens that whenever we go out of focus, we get distracted. Majority of the times is that where we have got lot of things to be done at simultaneously, and then we get confused what to do and we cannot concentrate anything, and then we procrastinate. We'll say, no, let's do it at some later stages. So we have to prioritize. So prioritization is one thing which will definitely help you to focus more. I think I have answered that question.
Yes, sir. And even you have mentioned that is stress and passion.
Yeah.
If there is passion, कोई हिला नहीं सकता.
True.
तो अर्जुन को वही आँख ही दिखेगी.
Right.
Great, sir. Since you have authored a unique book on management in Bhagavad Gita, do you relate today's topic to Bhagavad Gita?
Of course, yes. I would say that it's not because I have written a book on it. Incidentally, Pradeep Tupe sir was at the time of inauguration of that book. He was one of the persons sitting on the stage to publish that book. I would say that Bhagavad Gita is life. And the reason being that whatever is the wayward situation of Arjuna, he has gone out of his minds, and then he was literally shaking on the battlefield and he lost his mind. He said, the people who are there in front of me, how I can kill them, who are my relatives, who are my brothers, who are my maternal uncles, and so on and so forth. Then the advice given by Lord Krishna to make Arjuna to go out of that situation is nothing but Bhagavad Gita. And just with reference to this particular topic and with reference to one advice which I have given, that it is you who are supposed to decide what you want to become. There is a verse in Bhagavad Gita which says, Uddhared atman atmanam atmanam avasadayet atmaiva atmano bandhur atmaiva ripuratmanaha. Means you yourself is your friend, you yourself is your foe. So there are lot many cases of I won't name those cases, but then you all know there are a lot of suicides. Even the celebrities, the people who are very much highly rich, they commit suicides. The reason because they keep on thinking negative in their minds, and their mind becomes their own enemy. And if you think positively, you make your mind positive, then and do your duty, of course, as it is said in Bhagavad Gita, then you will definitely be coming out with the positive results, and you will not come across with anything negative happening in your life.
So here I think we need to do regular process of decluttering.
Yes. That is
and
needed.
encouraging our mindset to do focus things for positive purpose, giving happiness.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, sir. I think it's a time to thank you all, and especially really from my heart, after a long period, I heard very good things I got today. So I am speechless today. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, participants, especially because they were engaged with your speaking, and I think they are speechless now, and they are here to listen all the things. And now I want to thank you, Pradeep Tupe sir, Vaibhav sir, for giving me chance here to get involved in this process. And with a quote, I want to say, do your duty without thinking about its results. Your time will teach you everything. Just don't forget to learn from it. Learning is a continuous process. No age bar. PMA is the best platform to gel learning with different career verticals. Thanks, Pradeep Tupe sir, Ashish sir, for you also, Vaibhav sir, and for such quality training and speeches. Adding to those, we have program upcoming that is Winning with Accountability. It will be on 21st May, 8 p.m. And speaker will be Engineer Satish Sandeo. And another program is the importance of internal controls. Protect your business and resources. It will be on 25th May, 8 p.m. by CA Ajinkya Gangakhedkar. all the details are on PMA website also. And another program, that is IR Code Draft Rules. It is on 27th May, 7:30 p.m. and it will be panel discussion with association at our homes. Another program, that is importance of IPR in small and medium businesses. It is on 28th May, 8 p.m. by Dr. Sanjay Lakde. And last one, that another, that is entrepreneurship versus manager versus intrapreneurship. So it is on 31st May, 8 p.m. and will be led by CA Vivek Jain. Another program, that is on 3rd June, employee retention in small and medium sized companies. It will be by 8 p.m. 8 p.m. is our standard time. By Janet Anthony. All the programs are free of cost and you can get details on website, PMA website, and also you can register online. Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, Pradeep
Vaibhav,
Tupe sir.
sir.
Thank you, Vaibhav sir.
Thank you, Ashutosh sir.
Thank you,
With
sir.
my single word, he's ready. Without any hesitation, he said, "Yes, I will be there for presentation." And thank you so much.
Thank you, sir.